It's Movie Time is brought to you by the Gateway Film Center, 1550 North High Street, Columbus, Ohio. Showtimes online at gatewayfilmcenter.org.
It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Read reviews and see shows online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando,
Christopher K.
and this is It's Movie Time. Kedi.
Yep.
It's a documentary about the more than 100,000 cats that roam Istanbul.
Yeah, it's intense. So many.
So what's it like to film something like that?
I don't know. I have to say, I for once feel qualified to render an opinion, having made a bad documentary myself. But I don't know. It was, first of all, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
The filming of the movie is intense, and the relationship that the camera men and women have with the cats is wild. So close and intimate. It's beautiful.
So how do they do it? Do they have something on a low trolley? I mean, most of those shots are going along with the
I
cats.
would assume they used, some form of a Steadicam
Yeah.
rig, not a dolly. That would be crazy.
Well, yeah, right. To me, the interest is in not just the cats, but also the humans. Did you find that? Did you see that as well?
Totally. The relationship that the cats have with the people, and more importantly, I think, what the cats bring out in the people. Their kind of connection both to themselves and to the larger universe. The one story that the guy who had a nervous breakdown, and he took to caring for the cats, and he says that no drug could have cured him like these cats did.
Similarly, the lady who cooks 20 pounds of chicken, says that they heal her.
Right. Yeah.
So,
and I think it's true, and I think that was the beauty of this film, is it really told that story of the cats and what they bring out in the people.
So Chris, you're the CEO of
the grand title.
whole machine, and the beautiful studios in downtown Columbus, Ohio. And I've been in a couple of shoots with you, and one of them for a post-drink drink called Life Support, I think it was.
Yep.
In which there were at least 20 of us actors.
Right.
And you were doing it all in one shot. And I remember taking us 6 hours to do 90 seconds at least. Did you see any parallel with this one?
Maybe. I mean, the thing that I think it's different being here, where we have cats that are inside and outside and some wild ones, but we don't have hundreds of thousands. And so the thing that occurred to me is that the opportunity for some of those shots was great. And the sort of relative ease with which the cats are around people, perhaps.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
So I don't know what it would be like to try to film out here. Damn near impossible, I would say.
Yes.
But there were a lot of shots that almost seemed choreographed, which I found fascinating, where the camera was locked, people are walking by, and then all of a sudden a cat would jump out and run by the camera as if on cue, or as if it had been planned.
Yeah.
And so that's waiting and knowing and being around, I suppose, and seeing their patterns. Like our cats have definite routes and patterns. So I don't know. It was really well done. It takes a lot of film to film something like that, because you can imagine you're sitting there, cameras rolling, people are walking by, and you're just waiting for this cat to go.
I was thinking of that cliche about herding cats.
You're right, totally.
About being one of the world's most impossible tasks.
That and children, yeah.
That and children. But your point makes me understand it a little bit better. There are so many that there are opportunities if you just wait with your camera.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think so. That would have to be.
Yeah, and so you would have hours and hours, right? How about that editing job?
Oh, man. No, thank you.
No, thanks, I know. Istanbul itself, does it appear? The city itself?
Yeah, they quite often they do a lot of aerial shots.
They did, yeah.
I think the one thing that they did a good job in, that I learned from not doing a good job at it, is grounding you in the setting, kind of knowing where you're at and the kind of context, not only visually but culturally, and for where the story's being told. And I thought they did a really good job of that.
Yeah, they really did. And I think bringing it down to 7 individual cats was, of course, a smart idea, rather than just waiting for any cat to come by. So they zeroed in. They made it. They gave each cat individuality. They helped, I thought, get me over my usual notion of cats as being aloof and don't care.
Right.
And so somehow they invested them with personality.
They did, very much. They all had very different personalities.
I know.
Which, you know, they do if you have cats. You know,
They got one who's the lover.
Right.
They got another who is the wife.
Yeah.
She's
So
just
funny.
watching over her husband. I think it was one of the tuxedo cats.
Yeah. Fought off the one tabby cat so her husband or whatever could eat his food.
Yes,
That's
yes,
hilarious.
One of the things that I thought about after seeing the film was there, and check me on this, there seemed to be little conflict. In other words, the lyrical side of this seemed to dominate. And I tell you what, we'd have some of them sparring, like the last one we just talked about. But generally speaking, it's a pretty careful, pretty life. And so I'm trying to look at the realism of this as opposed to the poetic nature of it. Does that strike you as anything?
You meaning you're wondering about the struggle that a lot of these hundreds of thousands of cats
Exactly.
have?
Yeah.
I do wonder that. I mean, especially even the tales of them feeding all these cats every day seemed, very poetic. In contrast, when I was in Tanzania, there are a bazillion cats running around over there, largely returned to a feral state and mangy and gross, and under malnutrition, undernourished.
Yes.
So I wondered about that too, because all these cats seemed beautiful and groomed.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps there's a different relationship with them. I don't know. But.
And perhaps there is a poetic license in this. You
well.
choose only that which is beautiful because you want to. It's a tone poem to cats,
For sure.
and so we enter it in and we say, okay, I accept this, because one of my other thoughts was, and you have not been to Istanbul, and I have not been to Istanbul, and I'm wondering, a teeming metropolis, the biggest in Turkey, could be that clean.
Hell yeah. That was beautiful.
I know.
I really want to go. It's
I
top
know.
of one of top of my list.
I know.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Oh gosh. So in the end, we have a beautiful evocation of an unknown to us as outsiders population in a very sophisticated, very modern city. And imagine the filmmaker, who is Seda Torun. Imagine Chris just thinking about this as a topic.
Oh, I know. I think it's clear that she came to it from a very personal place.
Yes.
And I think probably that poetic, lyrical quality comes from her own experience. It would have to. She's intimately aware of these cats in her own life, probably, and certainly in her city. So I think that it's probably because she has a magical connection with them.
And I think that she does attempt at some realism. I remember one point in the film where she talks about the city changing, and so you'll have parks that are no longer going to be there, that were just buildings.
Oh, yeah.
And so where the cats do their business becomes really narrowed.
Yeah.
I didn't see any litter boxes around.
Right. No, I didn't either.
that was the gritty side that I was looking at. Anyway, if you have dogs, don't go to see this movie, because you're gonna turn them in and you're gonna get cats right away.
I know. I'm thinking of getting one for the studio anyway. So
oh, great!
I think I will now.
Yes, I know. Isn't that a great idea?
Yeah.
There should be a cat at your studio.
Totally, right?
They're big and they'll watch out for whatever.
Keep the mice away.
Keep the mice away. All right, Chris K. The film is Kedi, and that means cat. What grade would you award it?
I knew we always get to this.
We get to this one. I know.
I would give it, as all good documentaries do, it dragged a little bit for me.
Okay.
It was beautiful enough to overcome it, and the stories were certainly endearing. So I would probably give it an A-.
Oh, and I hate to be a copycat. Oh, but that's exactly what I've already posted my review, so I can tell you that it was A- as well. Chris K, it is great to see you back again.
Always, thank you for having me.
Yep, and I know that I will see you again because you have married my granddaughter.
Indeed.
All right.
And we have great grandson time.
Oh, and thank you very much.
Swimming soon.
Oh, yes, for the gift of my great grandson, Francis. Let's emphasize, Francis John.